Welcome back. You're still watching Starting Lineup. The San Miguel Beermen are looking to erase that memory of game number 1 and move on. Look forward to game number 2. So here to break down their keys to winning is basketball analyst Paul Zamar. Paul, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon ang SMB, a team that you're very familiar with. Obviously, it's gonna be tough for them after that loss in game number 1 where they almost had it, di ba? Pero ngayon, move on sila sa game 2. Tapos na yung game 1. Ano ngayon yung pinaka dapat nilang pagtuunan ng pansin first and foremost as a team for the Beermen?
First of all, on the defensive side, they have to, somehow cover Junmar with this deficiency sa defense, especially on the pick and roll.
Yeah.
Someone needs to do the sacrifice for him, to switch for him, do what Kuya Arwin was doing a few years ago for him. So they also have to start better last game. I think Talk and Text were leading 11 at the half, if I'm not mistaken. And they need to start stronger in the first half. And hopefully they can sustain it the whole game.
Yeah, and of course, Paul, in a 7-game series, you're looking for your leaders, you're looking for your X factors. None bigger than Chris Ross who had the big game 7. Paul, what is it about Chris Ross's personality? Why is he so good in these big moments?
Just like what he said in his interview last time, he's a competitive person. When a competitor is always down or some people are doubting him, he rises to the occasion. How many times have we seen Chris Ross do it for San Miguel? And people forget he's a 2-time finals MVP. So expect him to lead them next game.
Well, ang dami pang kayang gawin ni Chris Ross. Of course, we're seeing shots from him in that game number 1, always energetic off the bench. But in terms of specific players naman, Paul, sabi mo, i-exploit din. Na-exploit minsan ng TNT in depensa, going back to what you said for TNT. Atakihin si Junmar, diba? Sino yung mga guys na pwedeng tumulong kay Junmar to be able to rotate and really do well on defense?
Well, guys like Don, when Jeron is in the game, he can switch up for Junmar when his guy pops. All the 4 guys that Coach Leo puts in, they need to switch for Junmar to cover for him.
Yeah. Well, looking at the defensive pattern ngayon of TNT, you think that Junmar can also be dominating inside, right? So do you think mag-work pa to sa game number 2, or is there a different type of activity that you want to see from Coach Leo Austria and the guys for San Miguel?
I think whatever defense you throw at Junmar, he can score 8 out of 10 times, or if not 9 out of 10 times. So it's just a matter of, picking your poison. Do we double Junmar, or do we just dig on him? So it's up to Junmar to be assertive this game. Junmar doesn't need to shoot it every time. He just needs to get his touches, and he'll find his teammates.
It's like you can't stop him, right? Diba? Parang pwede mo lang siya i-contain, i-limit yung points niya, but at the end of it, Junmar will get his points inside the paint.
Paul, I'm actually curious then about, other players to space the floor. We're talking about Wami Chongson, Don Troliano, Jericho Cruz. When you hear those names, what do you expect from them maybe in games 2 and 3?
I expect a lot from them, especially from Marcio and Wami. Wami's been quiet this series. Hopefully he gets a big game tomorrow. And Marcio also, who's our leading 3-point shooter in the league. So let's hope so. They can make the game easier for Junmar and spread the floor for him.
Yeah, with these guys on San Miguel, alam natin malalim naman talaga yung team ng Beermen. But how can they avoid the slow start? What do you think was the biggest loophole for the Beermen in game number 1 that they could avoid in game number 2 para hindi sila matambakan sa simula pa lang ng TNT?
When I watched them in the first half, they were not pressuring in full court. They were just a bit pedestrian when it comes to playing defense. I hope how they played defense in the fourth, they started from the first quarter.
At hindi kayo ganun when you were part of the team, it wasn't like that, obviously, hindi ganun yung identity. So you think, what was wrong? Bakit siguro naging ganun yung galawan ng San Miguel na hindi nagpe-pressure nung first half?
Wala pang sense of urgency, but when they saw the lead was 24, maybe it's time to turn the switch on. I hope they turned the switch on from the start of the game.
And who does that start with? Like, which player na parang in your experience, will start na, hey guys, eto na, let's go, sense of urgency?
The guards. The guards are the leaders of the team. They're the coaches inside the court. It starts with them. And if you see your guys pressuring, it's contagious. Everyone will start playing defense.
No, kailangan isipin nila mentally no, na simula pa lang natatambakan na tayo siguro no para from the get-go pagbutihin nila. But there's one matchup that you kind of already teased us with earlier, si Oftana and Junmar Fajardo. This is not your typical matchup because obviously Junmar is a big guy down low. Oftana is more of a jump shooter, creates his shots that way. But why is this the matchup na pinaka-inaabangan mo in game number 2?
Because both of them are walking mismatches. You know, when you see Junmar in the post, you're gonna be forced to double, or else he's just gonna shoot that layup easily. And same with Calvin, he's a very big guard, 6'5" guard.
Yeah.
He can take the big man outside, and if he switch with a smaller guard, he'll just post him up. They're both walking mismatches, and I'm excited to see how the teams utilize them properly.
In your opinion, how can they utilize them properly? Kung baga kung ikaw yung magde-decide, how will you be able to maximize their skill, what they're capable of? Unahin muna natin siguro si Junmar Fajardo.
You know, what I noticed with San Miguel when they get the ball, especially the guards, they get excited to do their one-on-one skills, one-on-one ISOs. But give the ball to Junmar first. It's obvious he's the biggest guy in our league right now. So just give him the ball and play off from him.
What about for Calvin? What do you want to see more from him? I know he was limited a bit in that last game. Are you expecting more total output from Calvin Oftana tomorrow?
Yeah. I expect TNT to give him more touches. I think his touches were a bit limited, not because they were not giving him the ball. It's because RR and Jordan Heading were having a night. So, but I expect TNT to give him the ball more tomorrow in game 2.
But is it also safe to say, dahil sabi mo kanina, Calvin, he doesn't need to shoot. He can have the ball, but you kind of want him to facilitate as well. Is that something that you see happening in game number 2 dahil siguro magko-collapse yung depensa sa kanya? You see him also dishing out and setting up his teammates?
Yeah, of course. Pag pinapanood ko si Calvin, he's a very unselfish player. He gets his teammates involved. You know, he's a willing passer. But when it's game time, when it's winning time, he's ready to take that shot, to take that winning shot for them.
All right, and we can't wait for game number 2. Paul, maraming salamat for breaking it down for us, of course. We're all excited na mapanood yung game number 2.
So excited. Such an exciting matchup ahead, and you don't even have to wait that much longer because the PBA Finals continues on Wednesday, July 16th at 7:30 p.m. Catch the games live at the Smart Araneta Coliseum or the Pilipinas Live app, RPTV, and PBA Rush. Once again, thank you for joining us here in Starting Lineup. I'm Jaime Escalon.
Thank you, Paul, and I'm Dip Dipianco. This is Starting Lineup.